How you doing, folks? It's your man James, aka Spinderella Mann, coming back at you with another album review for S.OH.S, episode 5, Keeping It Live. I had to dig deep down and starve a lot for this one, so I hope it helps some listeners, as well as any fan base, keeping up with me getting through their life. No matter the circumstances you find yourself caught in the mix of, like I am as well. The project is called The Wonders Within, and it's a 5-song half album that's mainly rock-based, being released on November 11th for Forneverlands Friday. I hope it lights your life up and is what's changing your day so you can unwind and recline like I'm trying to. I'd like to make it blatantly clear that I vouch for the working class, not the privileged chosen few who have garnered limelight status to be celebrated. Recall that when I'm recording songs or podcast episodes in small studios with my friends or mainly by myself, because nobody I willingly collaborate with who's an entertainer is making songs for finances. The incentive is nice and obviously necessary to make your work viable, but if you do not have passion to struggle seeking a meaningful impact, which I am, then what you're doing is leaning more towards meaningless, and this makes an individual's principles come in question, who may not have ethics. And I gotta be honest, some do exactly that, abandoning such principles if they're even a principled human to begin with, because in business, especially good and bad are just relative concepts. That occurs more than I want to admit, and why I don't trust the medium of pop culture anymore, because it's become very corrosive or polluted, if not detrimental to public consciousness, and that just is what it is in the grand scheme of things in reality or modern society. Thanks to technology, which plays a major culprit in that, as it denatures human psychology a lot. I won't get into, yet there are still many small communities for abstract music like mine you can support. Abstract music, though, for the most part, is a dying trade in American culture because corporations that are soulless entities don't give a fuck about quality songs unless they sell well and can take advantage or exploit a creative's entrepreneurial spirit, which that is part of the recording business, folks, whether you play well or not. But no, business done bad causes a tapestry of fractures in any ecosystem, making things more cutthroat, especially in a massive country such as the United States that's already pressured by other major issues decaying or crippling society, which I won't get into that either, but maybe by addressing abstract songs we can make some things better in community culture through the wonders within. This is somewhat wishful thinking, yes, but grooves move mountains, and I've experienced it before, because entertainment, for how radical it shifts throughout eras in history, still has the power to change minds or just affect human psychology like rain touching your skin. So I'll leave it at that. Now, before I get into notes on the track listing, I just want to say not everything any creative in a studio produces is going to be as impressive as what's last, or will they be able to top what's next to keep momentum. But I felt confident about what was accomplished here on this 5-song EP, and that's when I know it's time to move on. Track 1, Joyride. This was a single I released earlier, then later made it this project's single. Basically, it's a score I made with my 12-string and brass, telling listeners to enjoy your joyride through life. Because when it's done, nor will you be promised anything else ever again in the life after next, if such a thing exists. So make the most out of your time on Earth, being alive, which that does give your free will a choice, and there are always better alternatives out there, nor should anyone do what they don't want to do. But I guarantee you, as in 100% promise you, some will always choose to live miserably. That's a reality, folks, and it doesn't sound good to me, like prostitution, especially for my background that is, as I said, working class, but free will is a bitch, and so is eternity, yet time, as a precious commodity, is of no consequence when you're in hell. You can still climb out of that hell, though, to plan your escape, just like myself. I'll leave it at that. Track 2, Reversing the Doubt. So this score is a straight guitar track that has such a unique, everlasting backstory that some petty loser inspired me to write, who I actually worked with years ago, after tossing some shade at me. So it's truly ironic how life goes, folks, because I wrote a song about that chump, so I gotta thank all those that pour gasoline on the fire and or shove coal in the furnace, who shall remain nameless, trying to play lame deer games on me, as we proceed to give you what you need, folks. Grooving on. Track 3, Missing Pieces, called Us. So this score I wrote mainly as something to bring people together, which is a lot of things in the mix, and the pretty lyric really complement that, because humans are better together than further apart, no matter what happens out there or the way of the world, folks. There's aimless barriers and wedges such as technology, politics, apathy, or just bigotry separating us, but I do believe culture or creativity has divine attributes to weave humans together through something called cooperation, to be an honest-to-God team in an actual community, which I see when I'm playing video games, playing cards with friends, or just collaborating with buddies when producing a song. So benevolence is truly cool. if it's genuine. End of story. Track 4, one more song. This score is an ode of sorts that has a few things in the mix for all the true creatives who just want to keep doing their craft, and of course improving it with the hopes something you create can bring you what you need to sustain, because staying power is hard to maintain, I know, yet it's worth every minute of life lived on your own time, through your own terms, within the means you have at your disposal to do your own work. Word. Track 5, On My Way. This score to me was an anthem and is a straight guitar track that's very empowering, telling listeners to look away from the bad times and keep sight of the good while staying the course, which isn't easy whatsoever. It's really not, especially with how much stuff in the world is going to break you down, kill your spirit or vibe, thus conjures despair, so your encouraging atmosphere disappears, making it hard for you to stay in the mood, being constructive. Now, you do eventually gotta let shit go, as the Buddha would say, because harboring resentment, or whatever be it, can hold you down in life. So practice compassion and know life can still move on or flow after whatever is ailing you, and it eventually will, as all things or subjects come and go in life. Wrapping this up, a link I feel missing in the US or just Western culture as a whole is abstract music, so I wanted to bridge some gaps between the grooves and get back to my day. As I say, rarely does stardom not have ramifications involved, when some humans will always do unethical things for their careers. I produce as a side project and know a lot of horror stories that occur from those who gained fame I won't bring up, but know you'll always encounter struggle or bad experiences eventually. Yet if you're unafraid and vigilant, hopefully that can make your journey somewhat eventful. I'm gonna depart on some words to benefit you, starting with believe the wonders within you, because trust me, not many others will believe. And I know it sounds like a cat poster, but it's true, as there are always those out there who believe in you. It's a small but big world, and all of it is your sandbox to play in if you so choose it to be, as some just want to watch the world burn while spectating, not taking action, or keyword participating. Also, always expect resistance, but if you find yourself in a tight spot, know you too can make it through that, no matter how trying the circumstances are, making you want to fold under pressure, because you can find a better choice that is your escape route. I hope whatever your groove is can provide you an escape from the ordinary world like mine did, because you need that escape. You really do, from what trouble is lurking out there, and that quote, an idle mind is the devil's playground, is so factual. I'm gonna continue to make magic happen my way, like Frankie said, whether my name runs across a desk or not. What you gotta realize, in reality, someone will always be getting some type of mass appeal recording contract, but I am not, and that's why I'm here, bringing it to you by any means necessary. So until next time, folks, keep working hard as well as playing hard, plus escaping the struggle that is very much real, like the ordinary world I provide an escape from. This has been James, aka Spinderella Mann, wanting to tell you, check out The Wonders Within on November 11th, as I leave you with my latest instrumental single, Hyperbolic Rhyme Chamber, where I have my character Cinderella Man training non-stop. So I will catch you on the next episode, folks. Peace.
Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's a habit. I gotta use it, even if it's jazz or the quiet storm. I hook a beat up, convert it into hip-hop form. You'll be one of those 7 MCs.
Songs prove who's legendary Super Saiyan. Spitting raw shit through vocals, rhyme saying.
Commit your mind and focus. Distraction is the root of all failure.
That's all piece of cake.